Hi guys, welcome to my affordable watch collection. My name is Aviv, and today we are taking a look at another DIY Watch Club watch, the D03 Bronze Diver. If you're unfamiliar with DIY Watch Club, this is a Hong Kong-based company that sells watch building kits for watch enthusiasts. They have a plethora of different models across all the different styles of watches, whether it's pilots or field watches, dress watches, world timers, and even tourbillons. You basically get a disassembled watch and a watchmaking kit of your choice, together with a detailed course of videos teaching you how to put your watch together. You might remember I've already built and reviewed a watch from DWC about a year ago, one of their field or sports watches line, and I had a great time doing so. That is why I was excited when the company reached out to me for another collaboration. So yes, this watch was sent to me for free for review, and yes, I do get to keep it. Keep that in mind as you watch this video, but remember, you are always going to get my honest opinions of the watches I review, no matter how I got them. This time I spared you my anxiety of assembling the watch, and I'm just going to share with you the finished product, which did turn out very well if I should say so myself. The basic price of the D03 is $435 for the watch, I mean the parts to build the watch, their basic watchmaking kit that has everything you're going to need, and access to the tutorial videos. There are a few things you can upgrade at extra cost, like the domed sapphire crystal to a top hat sapphire, the watchmaking kit, and so on. Another cool thing is that you can have DIY Watch Club engrave the rotor for you, like they did for me on the red dialed field watch. If you want to knock the price down a bit, use code MAWC5 for a 5% discount of your order from DIY Watch Club. Here are the measurements. The width of the case is 41mm, but the bezel itself overhangs off of it slightly at 42mm. It is quite thick at 14.5mm, the distance between the lugs is 22mm, lug tip to lug tip is 47mm, and the watch weighs 85 grams. DIY Watch Club claimed 200 meters of water resistance, but I think it really depends on how much you trust yourself and how well you have assembled your watch. The dial color is a very nice shade of navy blue, and it has a matte textured finish. This is a sandwich dial, which means that the hour markers are actually cut into the dial, or rather cut out of the dial, with a separate loomed layer beneath it. We have a downwards facing triangle marking the 12 o'clock position, pointed batons at the 6 and 9, and circle indices everywhere else, except for the 3 o'clock position, where we do find a white framed date complication window. There are also some printings on the dial, all done in white paint, a minute track on a matching color rehaut ring along the edge of the dial, some decorations around the cutout markers, the brand's D logo and the watch's model number below the 12 o'clock triangle, and automatic, water resistant above the 6. The hands you see here is DWC's signature handset. Many of their watches, including the previous one I've assembled and reviewed, sport these hands. They consist of a somewhat stubby arrowhead hour hand, a pencil minute hand, and a slim needle seconds hand with another arrowhead tip on its counterbalance. The hands are gold colored to match the bronze case, highly polished, faceted, and filled with lume. Mounting the hands on the dial, by the way, is by far the trickiest part to do when you put your watch together. Covering the dial is a single domed sapphire crystal. It is treated to 5 layers of clear anti-reflective coating to help with visibility. The case material is very interesting. It is not the CuSN8 alloy that you normally see on bronze watches, but instead a mixture of copper and aluminum. According to DIY Watch Club, this formula is supposed to improve the material's mechanical properties, whatever that means, and result in better looking patina over time. That still remains to be seen, but I can say that it is already starting to change its color. The case is treated to a fully brushed finish on all surfaces, which for me is always a great choice for bronze watches. Looking at the side profile, the lugs curve down all the way below the case, which is going to help the watch conform to your wrist nice and snug. The bezel is made of the same bronze alloy as the case. It has deep knurling for excellent grip, and it houses a brushed aluminum bezel insert. It has your dive time markings deeply engraved on its surface, and these are also filled with lume. Lines and numbers mark the passage of time, while another downwards facing triangle marks the 12 o'clock position. Also found on the bezel are 3 red colored lines between the 3 and 4 o'clock positions, which I think is a brilliant design choice made by DIY Watch Club. This is a 60-click unidirectional bezel that operates nicely. If you listen carefully to the way it ratchets, you'll notice that it kind of double clicks on each click, very similar to the way Seiko divers do. It feels firm, but it also has a bit of bounce back and forth when it's in a resting position. It does align with the markings on the dial very well, so that isn't really a cause for concern in my opinion. The crown position at the 3 o'clock is protected halfway by crown guards, knurled and signed with the brand's logo. It screws down into place to help with the water resistance. The lume is superb. BGW9 Super Luminova was used on the dial, the hands and the bezel insert to create this sexy lume profile. It shines in that bright BGW9 glow and lasts for a long time before fading out. The Caseback features a mineral glass exhibition window, and the ring that holds it in place is actually made of titanium. It screws down and has some of the watch's information engraved on it. The reason it is not made of bronze as well is to prevent direct contact between the bronze and your wrist. This kind of contact would result in an unwanted green mark on your skin. They could have gone with stainless steel, but the titanium is just a nice little bonus. The movement giving life to this do-it-yourself diver is a Seiko Instruments NH35. It is such a common workhorse automatic movement that I'm sure that by now you can recite its specs in your sleep. 24 joules, 41 hours of power reserve, 21,600 beats per hour, 6 ticks per second of the second hand, hacking, hand winding, DiaShock shock protection system, and a stated accuracy of between -20 and +40 seconds per day. This movement has yet to fail me, and I've had dozens of them by now. The watch comes on this adjustable twill nylon strap. It is a single pass NATO style strap, which means it only passes once underneath the watch's head and doesn't add too much to the overall thickness. You've probably seen this style of weaved straps before, black and blue diagonal stripes with a khaki center line. It has singed holes and edges to prevent it from fraying, and unfortunately stainless steel hardware including a signed buckle, mismatching the rest of the watch. On my 7-inch wrist, the D03 wears like a dive watch should wear. By that I mean it is bold and has plenty of presence on the wrist. It does look and feel more like a 42mm diver rather than the 41mm of the case might suggest, and that of course is due to the overhanging bezel. I think this is a good size for a dive watch and it looks great. The strap is very comfortable, it conforms well to the wrist and feels pleasant against the skin. It is rather on the short side, and unless you have very small wrists, you are not going to have excess material to loop back into the keeper. Legibility is pretty good. You get a good contrast between the hands and markers and the darker dial, just as you'd expect of a dive watch. My go-to strap alternative for this watch is this FKM rubber one from Strapsco, which I have fitted with a matching bronze buckle I got from AliExpress. I think this combo further enhances the dive watch nature of this watch. I leave links to both the strap and the buckle in the description of this video. Let's take a look at the pros and cons. On the con side today, I'm going to have to point out the mismatching hardware on the strap. It goes without saying that a bronze watch should come with matching bronze hardware, and to me the stainless steel look clashes with the look of the case. It is a nice strap, but I'm just not going to wear it with this watch. Other than that, there's that slight bounce of the bezel, which unless you have severe OCD when it comes to bezel action, shouldn't really bother you. Moving on to the pros, there's a lot to like about the D03. First of all, the choice of materials is great for the price. You get a good looking case made of a unique mixture of bronze and aluminum, a domed and AR coated sapphire crystal, an automatic Seiko movement, great superluminova lume, a screw down crown and a screw down caseback made of titanium. I'm really glad they went with a brushed aluminum bezel insert rather than a glossy one or even a ceramic one, because I think it complements the overall look of the watch in the best way possible. I'm very happy that it is a fully lumed bezel, and I think that that little pop of red color adds a lot of character to the watch. I love that it is an original design, and that if you know the brand, is instantly recognizable as a DIY Watch Club watch. That is thanks to the signature handset and the sandwich dial. Both are very good looking in my opinion. I also really like the combination of the blue dial with the bronze case. And besides all of that, you're not only buying a watch here. You are also getting a complete watchmaking tool set and a crash course in watchmaking or watch assembling, which is bound to come handy down the line, and also a really fun experience. Let me know what you guys think of this watch by dropping a comment below. You'll find the link as well as the discount code in the description of this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my affordable watch collection, and hit the notification bell for more affordable watches related content. You can also follow me on Instagram and get to know me and my collection a little bit better, get all the news about the channel, and connect with me on a more personal level. Here is a quick link to the previous DIY Watch Club video I made, where I also share more about my actual assembly experience. I want to thank DIY Watch Club for sending me on another adventure, and to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time.